What's up guys, it's Angelic. Today I'm going to be doing a quick reaction to a video that I stumbled upon on my YouTube feed called "The Hate for Kendrick Lamar Makes Sense." Yeah, there are obviously haters for Kendrick because he's been grinding, he's been putting work into his music, he's been doing a lot of things that, people want to try to copy, and it's understandable that to hate on his music. Well, yes, his music may not be for everyone, but this guy's been winning Grammys and awards, so you can't really blame the guy for being the way he is, and that he's so successful to a point where people will talk about him within 30 or 40 years. Like, Kendrick is already in the history books. Like, no glaze at all. Their albums he did, like Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, like, those albums people still talk about to this day. And if you don't respect that, or if you don't understand with what he's doing, then that's fine, completely fine. But I want to hear what this guy has to say about the whole Kendrick hate and what are his reasons in this video. But yeah, let's get started.
The reason people hate Kendrick Lamar runs much deeper than surface level reasons. Sure, you may not like his voice or not rock with his music, but for the real deal haters, it must be deeper than that. 2024 was a crazy year for hip hop. We got Chromacopia by Tyler the Creator, Might Delete Later by J. Cole, and a surprise release from Kendrick, GNX. We also got We Don't Trust You by Metro Boomin and Future, featuring a number of artists, one of which being Kendrick on the song Like That. I don't want to focus on the rap beef though, I want to focus on the character of some. Throughout history, there have always been people who were different. People who didn't stand for the values that were being pushed into our minds. People like Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X. Now the real question is, do you really think there weren't people in the same position as them that couldn't stand them? The very people that they were fighting for? I mean, the Boondocks has a character named Uncle Ruckus that follows this archetype perfectly.
Oh, the white man science is amazing, ain't it? Oh no, this can't be. It says I'm 102% African with a 2% margin of error. Why, Lord? Why, Lord? Why?
Bringing it back to now, hip-hop is in shambles. Older artists are losing their flair and beginning to become irrelevant. Yet, there are some that stand above everyone. Drake and Kendrick Lamar. J. Cole too, but he's not a part of this conversation right now. Drake is the pop artist. He's the trend jumper, the chameleon of sorts. Kendrick, he's for the people. He's what the culture feeling. Money doesn't matter here, we're just talking people. Everyone has flaws. Everybody has something that they could work on. The difference between Drake and Kendrick is a willingness to call themselves out on those flaws. I'm not making any attempts to gas Kendrick up. The man isn't perfect, but who really is? The thing that keeps me from putting Drake in this conversation of the big three is his lack of accountability and his carnivorous nature. I have an immense amount of respect for those that are able to wear their true face on their sleeves instead of hiding behind their fame, and Kendrick embodies that down to the word. I believe Kendrick's hate stems from the refusal to accept that he's himself. The man has an album that features him screaming on it and stating the fact that he's the biggest hypocrite of the year. History is doomed to repeat itself if forgotten, and the blind hatred that Kendrick receives for staying true to himself is mind-boggling. Obviously, you're entitled to your opinion. Hate him or not, it doesn't matter to me. What does matter is the behavior that people tend to exude when they idolize somebody. We've gotten evidence on top of evidence of Drake's behavior, and yet people continue to listen to him and stream him. So that begs the question, does it only matter when it affects you? To be honest, people have always had a problem with taking the bigger picture. The industry is still booming and corrupt people are still at the top. Diddy is only now getting a trial and he's been accused of his crimes for decades at this point. Everyone hanging around, I mean everyone knew what he was capable of, and yet he still reigned supreme. Strange, isn't it? I guess the people with the power will always reign supreme, until those who have a problem with it come and take them down a peg. Morality doesn't matter until it's your own life in question. That's what I suppose those that think Drake is king think like. But who am I? A random guy making a video on YouTube about stuff that may never affect me? Not exactly. Kendrick said there's some weird stuff going on and these artists be here to police it. And yet this has blatantly been ignored. This is the stuff that our children are going to be dealing with, and some of us are still really young ourselves. Honestly, the harsh reality is that no one cares until it's truly too late. But who cares? Y'all don't want to hear me. You just want to dance.
Yeah, that's the thing that Kendrick has been doing, is that he is being vulnerable on his songs. he's being open, he's just being himself, like to a point where people like, nah, I don't want to hear all that. I just want to vibe. I just want to dance. I want to ignore the reality of the situation, like the sad reality, like he said. And I completely understand why people don't like Kendrick. Oh yes, he may be spitting like some real facts in there. He may be vulnerable, be more open, and he may not drop as much music as he did before. But yet he still, when listening to Kendrick, it's like reading a book, right? Each song contains either excitement, hype, and then it just suddenly drops into some heavy, deep stuff that you would talk to like your counselor or to a close friend of yours. And that's why I really respect Kendrick Lamar, is that he is being so real and so awoke that you got to open your sixth sense and start to understand what he's trying to say in his messages. Kind of like how MF Doom, he spits, he writes songs, and he has that cartoon samples, and that's his go-to beats, right? That's what he usually would do. But there are times where he can be open and vulnerable on to his music. Well, I don't listen to Doom's music like that, but knowing his status in the underground industry and how albums like Mad Villainy and Food gets recognition, it's just that Kendrick is one of the artists where he can be honest with himself and he can be open. He's talking to you as you're the listener and he is the speaker. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I want to see what you guys think about this guy's argument. Do you agree with him or do you disagree? Do you have love for Kendrick or do you have hate for him? Let me know down in the comments what you want me to react to next. I might react to it. And yeah, that's pretty much all for today's video. Hopefully everyone take care of themselves, stay safe, have a great summer, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.